This is a day trading options daily review for March 1st, 2016. I'm Scott. He's Alan. We have a special guest, Susan, with us. We're really happy to have you, Susan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. So, Alan, we were looking at this day, and what happened? Were we able to achieve our goal of 10% in 10 minutes?
Not in the first half hour, and I was trading this day, and I got into something here, SPY, and when it hit this area down here, I was thinking, oh man, it might go red, and I was getting ready to buy something, and then it didn't break the risk zone, and it just sort of floundered around and did nothing. And so I didn't know whether there was going to be anything this day, because if I go to the basket, it's like, well, you're kind of flat. But here, and at just after 10, things looked a little more in the green category, where in the beginning was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. So, Susan, you had some things to say about what you did this day.
Yeah, well, I mean, the morning was a little slow. And so I went into the basket to tell me some direction, and I looked at Apple 1024. So that would be what?
Yeah, let's go there. Here's Apple at 1016 and 1024. Yeah, good. You got all the markers there.
Right, and so it had broke the previous high.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got, I don't know what the EA is coming up. I don't know, but
Actually,
so
the EA, let me turn that on for you. And there we go.
EA was around 25. I think it was a really good EA.
Yeah, 27.
27, yeah. So this was a great trade, just right up until 12:06.
Okay, well, we'll move forward.
So, wait.
Yeah.
Buy the stock.
I've been working with Scott for a while. I know what he wants. Buy that baby. We're here to make money. So here we are, and I'm going to ask you a question, which you don't have to answer, but why didn't it look as good at 10:05? If we have time, we'll come back to that. But here we go. 12:06 is when you didn't like it anymore.
Yeah, and it was I think it stopped around 12:06. It was like 96%.
Wow.
Right. So you're getting red, you're getting a Y point that doesn't want to break anymore. You're actually below a second Y point. That's usually a death sign.
A death sign.
Yeah, it's like we're getting closer to the ground here than we are to the air. So
yeah, it never really hit the mag line.
Yeah. But yeah, there it crossed the road.
Right. The first point to get out would be, is it already? Maybe I miscalculated. Maybe it was that first Y point or that first Y point. What time is that?
That's at 11.
No, 12. Yeah, go right up to the second Y point. That's 12:06 right there.
Yeah.
You went too far.
Yes, I did. I just.
Yeah. So that's where I got out, and I think it was around 96%.
Beautiful.
So this is 12:06.
Okay, 85. I'm a little off.
Yeah, still good. You get that every week in your bank, don't you? Your bank gives you 85% return, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, this was an amazing trade. I can't remember about the first candle, but maybe the EA wasn't quite there.
Yes, that was what I'd like to know, is because, you know what, there's people, and we don't make this into training normally, but so you liked it at, when was it?
Well, I saw that it had broke the risk zone,
Right.
with the first candle.
Yeah, so this is probably why you didn't like this, is because if you're using the automated 3-minute thing, this is an old trade, because the trade actually begins here. This is the first time it breached and gets up to the high, and you didn't buy it then.
No, but it only breached for a couple minutes, and then it immediately turned. So, it was, to me, was the first candle that had any significance of enter. So it was the second candle when it broke the second high.
Yes, yeah, and that's this one that you bought.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now you had another trade that you liked.
Amazon at 10:03.
Okay, yeah, 10:03 is one of my favorite buying times, if it's there. So here's 10:03.
Which one's 10:03?
This last
That
one.
we're on now. Yeah. So we've got the EA of 26. Now this was a really quick move. Like I think it went to about 10:30.
Okay. So here we are. That's 1, 2, 3. It's like after 10 minutes, you're already up to 10%, and then it bounces back down for a moment, and then you're nicely in profit. You broke the Y point, and whoa, there's some nice money. And here is 10:30. So that's the sell time.
Absolutely. Well, of course, you could have sold when you got your 10%, of course, right?
Yep, some do. Okay, so, and you had another trade you liked on this day.
Well, Netflix was pretty good all day. I looked at it later in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. So this is, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Netflix started here at shortly after 10.
Right, and of course, it's not a good idea to be in a trade at the same time. But this is one I actually went and looked at afterwards.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
So
So you're a serious student. You're not just like, oh well, I'll just do one replay and then I'm ready to throw money on the table.
No, I always like to go back and review the trades
Yeah.
to see what sets up for an excellent trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but of course it's wise to only stay in one trade at a time so you can focus on that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I think Netflix, started with EA around 10 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going back here. There's 10, and it's got something for EA, not big, but something.
Yeah, no. So maybe it was around 10:57. Try 10:57.
Okay. So here it's starting to pick up again.
Right. So it had broke the new high.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's got
right there.
right, and it's got 238 to the next resistance.
Yes, that's this number up here. So you've got a fair bit of room before you hit something. Slows down.
So buy that.
Okay.
And I think it goes to I think about 11:18, something like that.
So kind of a shorter compared to some.
Yeah, but it was a nice little move.
Yes. Yeah, nice. I like it when it bumps up like that. That's a great time to sell if you're here you got 13% in the bank if you get it. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, so those were the three that stood out for me that day.
Awesome.
So for those of us that may not be quite sure on the terminology, what does EA stand for?
It's a energy alert column that is in the program. So basically, when the stock has momentum and volume, there's a whole bunch of factors. I'm sure Alan can explain it better than me, but EA is very significant because it basically, as a day trader, you want momentum in the stock. So the EA gives you an alert that it's possible that this stock may be moving, and then you want to look at other factors as well. Is it the same direction of the basket as the market, or is there volume? I mean, there's other indicators as well that back the EA, but the EA gives you an indication of the stock that you should be looking at.
And so what sort of range do you look like? I noticed it was like 25 or 27 in a previous trade. Do you look at it being in the 20s, or does it have to be 40s, or does it?
If it starts popping up around 17, I'll start looking at it. But I like it to be over 20.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And so it shows up in a column.
Yes.
And so you can see it's when it gets to be a good number, it gets colored up. It doesn't just there's a number. It's like you might want to look at that. And actually, because of Susan, it's actually here at the top of the chart now too, because it's one of the best indicators we have, and it's a compilation of things like the rank and other things, so that it really is a really good indicator. It looks at a lot of things the computer's doing the work of saying, hey, you know, I've looked at all this other stuff, and this one has good possibilities, better than the stuff that has low or no numbers.
Cool. So how did we do today?
How did Susan do? Well,
Yes.
26% on Amazon, 84%. But you know, live numbers and replay numbers are similar, but they're not exactly the same because which day of the week changes the option price, and so the replay gives you a very close, but not super exact. So 84%, Susan marked it as 96%, and Netflix was 13%.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
if you yeah, that's what I have.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us, Susan. Really appreciate having you on the show with us. You've been watching the Day Trading Options Daily Review for March, is it 1st?
Yep.
March 1st, 2016. And in the descriptions, we've got links to our courses. We really advise you to take the courses, get a free trial of the software, take it for a run, and prove to yourself that you can actually make 10% or a lot more in 10 minutes or so. And in the bottom right-hand corner, there should be a little subscribe button. Appreciate it if you could subscribe, and if you want to give us a thumbs up, really appreciate that too. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you later.